Welcome back, viewers. Today we will be testing the Bernoulli process indicator. But before we do, if you have not watched the first video on the channel and all the videos after that, you need to go do that now. Here at the Academy of Forex, we are building the best trading system possible as a team. And as a team, we will all profit from it when we are done. You can find a link to the first video down below in the description, and you should also see it pop up in the top corner right now. There is also a link down below to sign up for TradingView. You can save a little bit of money if you use the link below to sign up for your account. You can also find a link below to join us on Discord. Discord is a free group communication platform where we are having great discussions about all things to do with trading. Lastly, I get people who ask me if I can send them a list of all the winning indicators that we have discovered. If you are interested in receiving a list of all the indicators that we have tested, including the ones that we have discovered, but you are not interested in going back and watching all the videos from the beginning and all the way through to date, then what you can do is you can sign up for our Patreon. If you sign up for the $9 a month Patreon, then I will send you a list of all the indicators that we have tested to date. I also send out a updated list every week of all the indicators that we have tested up to that point. And if you are just interested in supporting the channel, there is a lower tier Patreon at about $3 a month that you can sign up for as well. So look for the Patreon link down below in the description to sign up for either of those. Alright, as I said, today we will be testing the Bernoulli process indicator. But before we do, I wanted to put the indicator scoreboard up for everyone to see. So, to date, we have tested 211 indicators. And out of those 211 indicators, 80 of them have been winners, which means that they have met or exceeded the 60% win-loss ratio threshold that we have set for them. The best ones so far were able to achieve a 100% win rate. Now you need to go back and watch those videos to understand the context of how they were able to achieve that. But as we are working on building the best trading system possible, you could take any one of those 80 indicators and get out there and start potentially profitably trading the markets with them now. So we'll go back and watch those videos, make a list of those indicators, and get out there and see what you can do with them. But stick with us here as we work on maximizing your trading profits. All right, so today's indicator is the Bernoulli process indicator. You can see it here on the bottom of the screen. It seems rather complex, quite a few things going on with it. But all in all, it's not too difficult. Basically, what we are looking for with this indicator is we are watching for the little triangles that appear above or below the bars that are painted, the histogram bars that are painted here on the screen. It's basically a zero line cross indicator. As you can see, it moves or pivots around the zero line, and it creates this histogram style bars. There's a few other lines. I haven't really dug into it exactly to see what the blue and orange line was, But from everything that I could tell from the creator's page on the indicator is that this basically is a momentum or a volume based or volume type indicator. Of course, this is a TradingView member created indicator, and so you can find a link to it down below in the description, and you can go and check out the indicators page if you want more information about it. I might play around with this indicator a little bit more after this video and see if maybe there is another way or ways to trade this indicator. I feel like I have a basic understanding of how the creator said it should be used, but I feel like with a few more kind of triggers, a few more nuances to the full functionality of the indicator, might be able to come up with something or a way to trade it that's a tad bit better. But with that being said, again, what we are looking for, and you can kind of see it better if I scroll back, kind of crunch in price action. You can see these red triangles that appear above the histogram bars, the green histogram bars, and then you can see these green little triangles that appear below the red histogram bars on the lower side. And so what we are looking for is we are looking for those first and foremost to appear on the histogram. And once they appear on the histogram, we are looking for them to disappear. And once they disappear, that will be a sign to go or a signal to go either short or long. So on the upper side, when we have the green histogram bars and the red triangles taking place, as soon as the red triangles disappear, that is a signal to go short. And on the reverse side, when we have the red histogram bars to the lower side here, the green triangles appear. As soon as the green triangles disappear and stop projecting on the chart, that is a signal to go long. And so, like I said, visually there's a little bit happening with this, a good deal of things happening going on with this indicator. But the way we're looking to trade it, the signals that we are looking for, is relatively simple. I mean, I imagine we might even be able to go in and turn off like this, and we would just watch and wait for triangles to appear. The moment they stop appearing, then we could enter the trade. But I feel like having the histogram like so, it adds a little bit more information to the chart, and so I feel like it's logical to keep those in place. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and get on with the testing process and see what we can get out of this indicator. All right, so let's get started here. We have, let's check this and see if it fell within. It didn't, unfortunately, so we'll have to wait a little bit more here for another signal to appear. So this first signal that took place here was actually still back in December 2016. So let's go ahead and play it forward. All right, so we have some green triangles, some green arrows appearing there on the red histogram bars. And the moment they stop appearing, that would be a signal to go long. And so right there, and we'll go ahead and play it forward, see what happens. So we get a small drop, to the downside here. Did end up going up, but unfortunately it came down and just ever so slightly stopped us out at about a 20 pip underneath our stop, and so that would have been a stop there. And so the theory behind this, as far as I could tell from what the creator was saying, and I imagine probably could have dug into the actual process itself, go and look up the process and dig into it a little bit more to understand maybe some other indicators that could be added. But again, we tried to test all the indicators as standalone without having to add in other indicators, because then it kind of waters down the results of the one indicator working on its own. But this is a good example. You can see that timing was just ever so slightly off. We could have possibly got in at a little bit better time, waited for this green candle to appear maybe, and then entered, and we would have gotten ourselves to first take profit. And so the indicator itself is kind of projecting the momentum of the market on the screen, and so that's what it's displaying with the histogram. And as these little arrows appear on the histogram, then that is a signal of strong momentum, and as they disappear, that is a signal of weakness and a potential reversal in the price action. Alright, so over here on this side, we get one lonely green arrow that appears, green triangle. Let's go ahead and mark that out, and you see in that particular case it did really well. And so if we could get the timing down maybe a little bit better, we'll see what happens once we get to the end. It may end up being fairly profitable, fairly good indicator with good signals, a good win rate. So we don't really know yet. Here is a signal to go short right here. Go ahead and play it out, and looks like we get another win. And keep playing it along here. So it's important that we look for the arrows or the triangles to appear. So you see that we had a swipe downward in the market right here, but in this particular case we did not get the arrows. And so I guess in theory you could have traded this as well, waited maybe for the bars to start to recess, head in the opposite direction or decline, then hopped in on it. But we didn't get any arrows, didn't get any triangles that particular case, and so we will ignore that one and move on. Looks like we pick up a decent little trade on this side. And keep playing it forward. Looks like we're about to get, yep, right there. Picked up a long signal. Right there on that one. Not sure if we quite got to take profit. Let's measure that out. What was, forget, 70? Yep. We got to 70 pips on that one. was close, but we got to it nonetheless. Keep plugging along here. It seems to be doing rather well at this point, so not too bad. You can see price action can also play kind of a significant role in reading this particular indicator as well. And so here's an instance where we had a pretty decently strong push to the upside here. You can see that price action starts to roll over. You see how it's swiping over in this motion. Sometimes you get an up and almost a perfect peak and then right back down, or vice versa. Sometimes you get a down and almost a perfect peak back up. But in this particular case, it did this slow swiping roll over here. Now, of course, we don't know what direction it's going to head at this point, but we'll go ahead and mark that out. But that could be a pretty good indication that the price action is losing momentum and it's starting to sweep over and might form a little leg to the downside here. Let's go ahead and do that. And of course, in that particular case, that's going to be our second losing trade. So I guess you can't always rely on price action. Said that many times before, and in this particular case, it both of them lined up. We had price action and the indicator both telling us to go short right there, but it took off to the upside and stopped us out. So it's unfortunate, but it happens. Just keep plugging along here. Getting close to the end of the year. Again, it's still doing really well. See if we can pick up another signal before we get to the end of the year. Nope. Doesn't look like we are going to get another signal. All right, so there we have it. That is all the trades for the year. Let's go ahead and add them up and see what we get. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we get 6 signals all together. And we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 wins. And so that is going to meet the 60% criteria. I wish possibly this indicator gave a few more signals in 1 year's time. 6 signals is not a whole lot, and so it would have been helpful if we would have picked up some more signals, but it definitely seemed like it was catching the majority of the moves. I mean, it seemed like each time price action took a significant move in one direction or another, it seemed to follow it pretty well, or catch it right as it was forming. So that's a really decent thing. All in all, not a bad indicator, and so it's going to go on the yes list, and we'll move on to the next indicator from here. If you have not already, like this video, share this video, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. Also turn on the bell notification so that way you are notified anytime I post a new video. So that way you know what indicators we have tested and are testing. Also, there is a link down below to join our Discord server, which is a free group communication platform where we discuss all things trading related. There is also a link down below to TradingView, and if you use that link to TradingView to sign up for an account, you will save a little bit of money. And lastly, there is a link down below to sign up for Patreon. Please sign up for the Patreon and support the channel the best way you can.